Hello everyone. Since the month of Ramadan is coming up soon, so I decided that I'll make a few recipes which you can store for a few months. So let's get started. But if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and share my recipes with all your friends. The first recipe that I will be talking about is orange squash. It's a very easy recipe. First, you have to take 4 oranges like this and put them into a fresh juice extractor, or you can use a normal mixer. Now in a saucepan, I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water, but you don't need to add this water if your juice already has water in it. Now wait until it boils and then change it to medium flame and add the orange juice into it. Because of the sugar, you'll see a kind of foam and the kind of layer on top of it, so you have to remove it like this. Now we'll be adding 4 lemons into it. Now you can just mix it well. After that, you have to wait for it to cool completely, and then you can add it into a bottle. Now let's see how to serve it. I've added some ice cubes into a cup and just going to add a little bit of the squash like this. Now just fill the rest of the cup with water. Just pour it in like this and mix well. It's a very refreshing drink that you can have at iftar time. So let's move on to the next recipe, which is of storing breadcrumbs. It's very useful for many types of dishes. So I've just taken 8 pieces of bread and I'm just going to tear them apart into this mixer and just going to crumble it. Now I have the crumbs. What we want to do is completely dry roast it with no water left in it. There should be absolutely no water content, or else it'll spoil and you won't be able to store it for the month. So now you'll see that it's like this and just very gritty. Now you know it's ready, so you can store it in any old jar that you have. You can see all the jars that I have, and you can also put other stuff in it like all-purpose flour, as I did over here, and just label it, and you can organize it in a shelf and you can store it for a long time. It's very useful in making dishes like kebab, patties, and cutlets. Now we're going to move on to the next recipe. It's of ginger garlic paste. It's a very easy recipe and can be used in many dishes just like the last one. So let's see how we can prepare this at home. I'm taking 250 grams of each of them and I'm just washing them like this, and we have to wait for all the water content to go. And now I'm cutting them into small pieces into a mixer, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of oil. The salt is used as a preservative here and it won't really affect the taste. I'm storing it in a container just like last time. I'm doing the same thing with both ginger and garlic paste, and I'm going to store this in a container as well. This next recipe is an infamous recipe from Kerala, which is similar to paratha. In Malayalam, it's called Kanna Choppity. So let's see how it's made. What I'm taking right here is 2 cups of wheat flour and half a cup of maida. or all-purpose flour. Now I'm just mixing it well. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ghee and 2 tablespoons of oil and mix again like this. Now you have to add half a cup of lukewarm water, but it shouldn't be too warm, pretty much just room temperature, just a little bit warm, and knead it very well. Now just put on a lid. Now so you can take it out after half an hour and knead again just to make it softer, and elongate it like this and cut it into smaller balls. Now just flatten each one of the balls like this. Make it very thin. Now just put some oil on top, and using a brush, just make sure that it just reaches everywhere. Now just want to fold it into a square shape. Now just flatten it again in this square shape. You can add a bit more flour if you want, like this. Now fold each of the 4 corners into the middle like this. Now just flatten it out again after making it into a square like this, just so it can retain its shape. I've done this with multiple ones like this, you can see, with all of the balls. Now it's time to heat it. Usually what you would do is to fry it, but here we're going to heat it like this because or else it'll get ruined and cannot be stored. So this is for preservation. If you don't want to preserve it, then you don't need to do this, but otherwise you'll have to do it. So what we're doing here is flipping it 1 time and keeping it 10 seconds each side. I've done it with 2 of them right now, if you saw. And now we can take each of these and store it in a container like this. You can store it in a Ziploc bag or in this kind of box as I'm doing. And you can store it in the freezer for a very long time. So when you want to make it, you can take it out of the freezer and add oil to the pan and just add it and just fry it, just like frying any other item. It's just as simple as that. But before frying, one thing you have to keep in mind is that after taking it out from the freezer, you'll have to keep it outside for at least half an hour so that it'll become room temperature, or else it'll get ruined. So that's just one thing you have to remember. Now I'm just flipping it to the other side, and you'll notice that it starts to get puffy. And when it starts to get puffy, that's when you know that you can take it out, and then you can serve it. So anyways, I hope you like this recipe, all of these recipes, and that you will subscribe to my channel, and you will like this video, and you'll watch all of my other videos, and you'll stay tuned for more videos, and you'll try these at home and share them with all your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.